everybody was locked down for days, and everybody started going to the internet now. And you got this Zoom, this thing called Zoom. So this is a nice outlet to use, for comedy. So I'm just happy to be on here, back connected with you, because some crazy times when we were on lockdown, man. And I was watching TV there, and everybody's like acting like they're all like, "Oh man, it's the apocalypse," It's gonna be the zombie apocalypse. And I was like, zombie apocalypse. Zombie apocalypse. Outside, looking outside my window, my window blinds. Now you do this move, open it up, open them blinds up, look around. Oh, I see the cops over there. Oh, what they doing? Trying to be just nosy looking. Nose getting all smushed up against the window. Oh yeah, they're over there. Knew it. Yeah. All blinds are all messed up now. Being just nosy, trying to look all quick. Who's that? My window blinds are all like this, falling apart. So many of them, bunch are missing. Trying to hide who I'm. People are trying to look in. I'm trying to hide, and even because I'm missing all them blinds, man. So that's from being nosy.
Those the fancy Leech Lake blinds, because up here we have sheets and blankets for our window covers.
Oh, the blankets, yeah. Those are the ones, the ones you can hide behind. At least you can cover up, hide away. I was more worried about them red dogs taking over, man. You seen that movie? I seen that movie Planet of the Apes, man. So I was worried about red dogs taking over one day, man. It's gonna be crazy if the red dogs ever take over like Planet of the Apes, man. Imagine they're gonna be kicking us outside. It's like 30 below. You go outside. Yeah. You go pee outside now. You go try 30 below. Go on. See.
Yeah, that's the thing about, I noticed with, just driving around here, the res dogs, they mate with so many different types of dogs. It's like, they're almost starting to look like hyenas, big ones too. They're almost like Saint Bernards and shepherds and poodles and Great Danes all in one. And they could actually legit, like 6 foot dogs here pretty soon. You could hear tell by their vicious barks, they sound like werewolves sometimes, how vicious they are. And I'm actually concerned. That's a legitimate concern.
I'm always scared of those res dogs that are all mixed up. They got like back half of another dog and got another big half of another dog, and got the face of another dog and ears of another dog. And the ones I'm scared of, man, they remind me like Frankenstein or something, man.
Yeah, they're mutants.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, what kind of dog is that? A res dog. That should be a breed. Res dog.
Legit res dog, man. But yeah, let's start from the beginning. I remember 2014, me, Tito, Ryan McMahon, and Jim Rule. We did the first ever, probably only Ojibwe Comedy Jam when we were doing that at the Palace, and then Tito invited you out to open the show, and which was pretty much your first time performing. And then how did you get to that point to want to be into comedy where I know how difficult it is to just get up there and do it, the nerves and stuff, and like what prepared you for something like that to hit the stage, I suppose?
Well, I've always wanted to like stand up comedy since I was a kid, and like, I don't know, just watching like Eddie Murphy and all that, and just my grandpa's favorite comedian was Rodney Dangerfield. And, like anytime he was on like the late night show or something, my grandpa would be like, "Come check this guy out." No respect. That was the part he liked all the time. And I just remember like stuff like that. And then, man, I was always like, man, that's cool. That's probably the coolest job ever. And I've always wanted to do that. And like, I've always had that dream, and I want to do that. But I was always like doubting myself that I couldn't do it. It's impossible. And I started doing videos on Facebook. And for a while there, I was just doing videos just to, just for people I knew, for my friends and stuff, just to make them laugh and stuff. And I remember them saying, somebody saying, you should do a weather report, do a weather report. And I was thinking about it. I was like, yeah, I should do something like a Smoke Signals, and because I used to love that movie, and and of course everybody liked Thomas name, like, hey Victor, So that's why I was thinking, like, they should have like a residue doing the weather or traffic report, like that needed on the type of the RV. Like, yeah, there ain't much going on, way out in the middle of the res, and someone was speeding again, and to me that was funny, man, because I was like, I could relate to that, I was like, that's the kind of traffic report I need to hear, I always thought, like, that'd be cool if we had that here, or something like that here, some kind of over the, on the res radio and stuff, just hear that kind of stuff. And I started thinking, well, yeah, I don't need to wait. I could just go do something with my phone and go outside and just go sit outside and say it's at least like weather report or something, and just just make up my own stuff. And that res reporter guy was like, that them videos went viral, so that opened the door for me to like be possible for me to go do, to go open up for you guys. Like, of course I could, Palace, like you said, that was awesome. The first time really, first show I've ever done to get to open up for you guys. And especially like Ryan McMahon had a big influence on me too. Like, his YouTube character, Clarence Two Toes, and that was always my favorite character because he'd always say, I'm Ojibwe, and I was like, hell yeah, that's cool as hell, He's saying I'm Ojibwe, so I was like, man, he made me want to do like videos and do something like, to do something on like this. And that was like my first, man, from there, after doing that first show, I just, that was I like, I've always tried. I did a couple other little things, like just to, but it was nothing like a real show. So it was just like, for me, that was like a real, bucket list moment. I felt like I was on a roller coaster ride. When they lock you in, then it starts going, and you're like, oh, ain't no turning back now. That was how I felt, and Ryan and Jim Rule, man, I looked up to them guys, and Artito say, okay, Rob's opening up for you guys, and them guys' advice was don't mess up, like, oh, thanks, man, thanks. No pressure, man, no pressure. But man, I don't know, just like, once I got there, and once you get on stage, and you hear people laugh, and just man, that just was the best feeling ever. So definitely dream come true, man.
You talked about when your videos first start going viral. So when that happened, like, what was the first step you did after you saw you start getting a huge following? Like, was there something that you added on to, or was it you just kept on doing what you were doing, or what was your motivation to keep trying to get out there like that?
Yeah, once I seen that, once I seen how good that, or how far and how much people started liking that first video, I was like, I should do some more, and so I was like, I gotta do another one, so I did like a traffic report, and then, I did a weather report again, and then I was like, I should do another traffic report, and then I just kept doing more and more, and somewhere, I do other stuff too, just like I said, the res reporter is a character, so the whole res report thing, that's like a skit, so I do a lot. Sometimes I just do other stuff that I just thought was funny, so I just put that out there because I was like, the people that can relate to that will find that funny, and the ones that don't, that's okay, that's fine, not everything's for them, so. But yeah, I seen that the weather reports was doing good, so I just kept doing it. And then also I started seeing people start contacting me, asking me if I'd, do live stand up, if I'd be willing to do this, or, would I come host this, or can I come, be part of this, or, whatever it is. And I started seeing the more videos I did, the more my name was getting out there, and more people were knowing who I was and recognizing me, and also seeking me out. So it helped, really helped.
'Cause, the thing about like videos and even like posting stuff on Facebook that gets like a really big reaction to the social media and stuff like that. And sometimes things you even write, it'll go viral like that. And then is that how do you, because I don't know how many times I've tried, because I've had like some pretty funny like Facebook or Twitter posts, and they catch on like that. And then I try to do it on stage, and it just nothing. It's so hard to translate from social media, like post you write onto the stage, because there's so many. And I think, yeah, man, I want to put that in my act. I'll try this next time. I get up there, nothing, man. Is there a certain way you're able to adapt from like the res reporter or your posts onto the stage, or is it just pretty much how do you think you do that?
Like I said, like I get into character as far as like, I let people know that res reporter is a character, so I like to give them a little bit of that, or, I like, I like people to know like the different sides of me, so I don't always like to be always just the same. So I don't, I'll break character, you know what I mean? Like, let people know that, res reporter is just a character, and, I'm Rob Fairbanks, and, this is my point of view, this is how I see the world, and, and I find this funny, I find that funny. And for me, I always found that, just go with what, your gut and your heart's telling you, you're telling, if it's funny to you, to me, that like, put it out there. I always tell kids, like younger kids, that like, talk about, wanting to do this and stuff like that. And I'm always like, just put whatever out there, it doesn't matter, what you may think other people are going to think about it, or like, it's just that fear that keeps us from doing things, so if we don't ever take a shot, we'll never know if we make it or not. So I just keep putting stuff out there, and yeah, you never know what's gonna go viral either, man. You never know.
Yeah, there's a thing I remember when he did a show with Ryan McMahon and J.R. Redwater up here. It was about the end of right about when Ryan was retiring Clarence Two Toes, because he didn't, it did so much for him, but it took away from what he was actually trying to say. So he wanted to take that next step without Clarence Two Toes, and it ended up bringing him back for the once the pandemic started, which was like a Michael Jordan when Michael Jordan returned for me. One of those things. It was good to see him back, but I could understand what he was trying to say. And I talked to Tanya about that too, and she said, that's one of the things sometimes people, like you said, some people need to understand that it's a character, and it's separate from you and that character. And sometimes you guys just want to branch out a certain way, get your point across from your, what's inside, not just your character. And it's how do you, I know when you get out in public, people are wanting you to do like a res report or whatever. And it's like when, the hip hop artists, people see them freestyle for me, like that, man, I can't do, do you get a lot of that where you like pop up res report, do it for me, like that?
Yeah. All the time, man. It's like, I got to have one in my pocket, I got to keep something in my pocket, because I know somebody's going to ask me, how's the weather? It's like, oh, it's just crispy out here, and you gotta have, you gotta be ready, because they're gonna ask you, what, I know they're gonna ask me like something, about the weather and stuff like that, and that's cool. I like that, that people ask me and they recognize me, and they're able to, especially like younger guys, or younger kids, it's like, I've had them say, you're a legend, and I'm like, oh, I don't know about a legend, man. But yeah, it's like, that's cool, and I'm just happy they can, like, they see me around, and, they see what I'm doing. And to me, I'm hoping that it pushes them to, like, pursue whatever they're thinking about doing. And, even if nobody else is doing it, just, do it, because, I like in that documentary, talk about, to be a comedian on the res, you can be kind of crazy, like you say, I like that. And you said that, you gotta be nuts, be a comedian on the res, so that's cool. That I hope, like, other kids take, they see that, they hopefully helps push them to do whatever it is they want to do.
Well, I see like a lot of entertainers and well, actually, I think I was watching a lot of things on Twitter, and then that pushed me to look up TikTok. They say a lot of the like, I suppose, influencers, they're called on TikTok, and a lot of them go through so much drama and stuff. If they slip up just a little bit, man, people are just pouncing on them and bring up bring up their past and bring out things they may have done in their lives that's looked as unfavorable now. And it's so hard to I suppose try and make something of yourself, because sometimes people will say, man, if I get out there, somebody will say something, so I don't want to do it. It's holding a lot of us back sometimes. I think they call it like crabs in the bucket mentality. And how do you like go above that? Because there's people out there saying things about how a lot of us do things or say things, and it's just really hard to I suppose for younger ones to see that, see people like you and me and like other entertainers try and be brought down from other people. I mean, is there a thing you can share with the people of how you just get above that and beyond that?
Yeah, I'm a firm believer, like whatever you invest your energy into, like that's gonna, whatever you put your focus on, whatever you're putting all your time and energy on, you're given that life, and you bring it upon yourself, because if you're constantly thinking about that, you're gonna attract it. And so for me, I like to stay, positive as I can, because I need every ounce, every inch, every little particle. I need it, positivity, because I'm an entertainer, but I'm a comedian, but at the same time, I'm just a human being. I'm just, man, I'm just like everybody else. So I have faults and I have whatever defects. So, I learned to just, accept myself. I like who I am today. I'm not the person I want to be. Like I'm still striving to be better. And so I think with that mentality, I try to put out like a lot of positivity. A lot of good feelings. I don't like to like spread hate, or whatever. Because to me that's a strong word in the negative sense. Because if you think about it, hate's a strong word in a negative sense, and love on the opposite end, is a powerful word when you say it. When you say I love you, people feel that, and that's a good feeling. So I always preach that, don't invest too much time into that, because anytime I see somebody like with a negative like comment, even if it ain't towards me, if it's somebody else on the feed or whatever, or their comment, I just delete them, block them, because I'm like, I don't need that. You just got to learn to like separate yourself from them. And people saying stuff to you, it's like it's only their opinion, and and if you don't really care what they're doing or what they're got or what they, I'm just worried about what I'm trying to do, and I put all my energy into what I'm doing. Especially on here on like social media, I'm trying to focus on and build something. And social media is tough too. They're harsh. Yeah, they can get on you, and so you got to learn to separate, the social media stuff from the real you, who you are as a person. And I separate like all that stuff. I don't really feed into it. I just, like I said, I block them, and they're like, okay, that's fine. You don't find me amusing or whatever. You don't think I'm funny. That's cool. Just, what I mean? Like you can just save your comments and energy and all that over there. I'm good over here. So, yeah, I would just say start, learning to let go of that stuff. Like if you feel like somebody's throwing hate your way, it's like you can't control other people. It's like they're jealousy, like you said.
That's the thing about the way I've been trying to do this. Everything I talk about is pretty much based around my family or the things I've experienced growing up. And the way I talk about things is kind of, it's been called rugged, because that's just all I know, man. Growing up in Red Lake Reservation, surrounded by a lot of negativity and a lot of unfavorable things that happen in the red. That's just the way I talk, and a lot of people are kind of not really. I suppose I offend a lot of people with the way I talk, but that's just, I can't speak about anything else. It's just the way I am. And because, I try to say certain things a certain way, and people bring up how I've talked about things before. It's like, I can't run away from whatever I say, whatever I've done. It's always there, man. It's really, that's one of the things about, I admire about you and Tanya, and, you guys can get into that character and then just be who, be your characters. And then I try to do that. That's not, I'm already set in my ways, I'm like a living character, I suppose, because it seems like the best shows that I have are the adult shows, and I could just go off on shows like that. But if I have to be around like kids in a family environment, that's not really gonna go as good as it could have been, and that's one thing I'm trying to work on. But I'm already set in my ways. I'm an old man now, so I'm probably gonna be a foul mouth, not foul mouth, but just, tough topics that I bring up. And that just brings me to my next thing. We were talking about influencers before, and it gets kind of some of the accents a lot of them use, you can tell they're really pouring it on thick. And then like a lot of the people that actually talk like that, like me, because I was doing my traffic thing for our radio station, and people were talking about, oh yeah, that guy that's all resi. I was like, what the hell, man? I mean, that's how I really talk, man. I can't out of this accent. I can't even tell I have an accent. It's already there, man. And it's kind of, I hear people talking about those influencers that really lay it on thick, and we really don't like it sometimes. But do you get a lot of that from from your Res Report accent? Do you get a lot of people that are like really want you to lay it on thick and make to be that character? And how do you deal with stuff like that?
I tell them I'm trying. I'm trying. Like, I'm doing no justice. But yeah, it's like being in character. It's cool because I always like I would associate it with my uncle because he was like the storyteller of the family. And like I'm trying to like reproduce his accent, and to give you, because like every time you see him, it's like you want to hear his story or what he's got to say, or what, no matter what it was, it's like you want to hear it. So the Res Report is based upon like Parshall, my uncle, and I just love that feeling, and like I said, I like Smoke Signals, and the most lovable character was Thomas, you know what I mean? Like, and it was just that, to me, that's like a loving thing, you know what I mean? Like, that's, makes me feel like home. You hear that resiness? Yeah, like we got laid on thick. You just got it naturally. You just, you're just being you, and you don't even know you're doing
it. Yeah, I traveled out west of that one time there, and I come off stage here, and people say, "What kind of accent is that?" Like, what accent? You got an accent. I didn't even realize I was saying it that way, and it just, I don't know. See, the thing that the most resiest accent I've ever heard on TV that was natural was Willie Jack from Reservation Dogs. She has that really thick. I mean, that you can tell that's just how she really talks, and people are probably saying, what is that accent? And she's probably pissed. She's like, what do you mean? That's just how I, the same thing, man. It's just the way someone. Living deep in the woods all these years, man. We don't even realize we have it. Oh, this is a water bottle, by the way. This isn't a. I kind of saw it looked like a one of those aluminum bottle things, but this is water. I got this from my home radio station, WRLN.com. Check it out, because it looks like one of them aluminum Never mind.
Like, is it? I was like, did it have mountains on there turning blue?
Yeah, nice and cool. When the lake is blue, then you know it's nice and cold.
Nice and cold. It's frosty.
Yeah, when you know it's ready.
Yeah.
But with
about, like,
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you talk about like you know, when I started seeing I had like younger followers. That's now when I was like, oh, I gotta clean it up a little bit. You know what I mean? Because I was having like little people coming up to me like, you're you know, you're a superstar, and I'm like, wow, you know who I am, you know. And so yeah, I wanted to make sure I didn't like exclude anybody, and yeah, there's been times when you said something and people are like, what?
So with you know, the huge following you got on Facebook and YouTube, is there so what do you think is next? You know, we did our documentary and it's still out there, it's still available for purchase on what is that called? Pay-per-view or whatever. It's still out there. But where do you see yourself? What is your next, what do you want to try next?
Oh man, I wouldn't like to write, you know what I mean? Like do like film and sitcoms, or and I'd like to do that kind of part, you know, and probably act and be in some features in some films or something like that. That'd be cool. Say that's the next step. Hollywood, definitely have to go up that way. Yeah.
Did you see those?
Back up.
They had like links for auditions for Reservation Dogs coming up, and yeah, I put in a couple of those. So hopefully something will come of that. Then there's like new movies coming out too, where they have all indigenous cast and stuff, and it's just get pretty exciting time for the indigenous entertainers.
Yeah. I could wear a long wig, you know. I could have long hair, you know, put it on every day.
Yeah, man, that's
I could do that.
We all kind of look like Tatanka means, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't all just wake up like that.
Yeah, I can't just wake up all gorgeous every morning.
Yeah.
No boogers in your eyes or nothing. Just wake up looking like money.
Gleaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like water fountain, look like a water fountain god, you know. Where all this water comes
abs.
from? Thank you, man. It's good to see shows starting to pop up in entertainment, you know, like actual shows, live shows. Like that's a good feeling. It's starting to pick up, you know, starting to hit the road again. I was stuck in North Dakota.
Oh, you're in that storm out that way?
Yeah, man. I was like, you guys really closed the highways around here? I was like, you can't drive or nothing? They're like, no, they're for real. They're closed. I was like, for real? Like, for real.
Those plains highways in the winter, man, those are no joke. No trees out there. And
I was clenching the whole way, bro. The whole way. All the way to Devil's Lake, man. I was just happy, man.
Oh, Highway 2? Is that Highway 2?
Highway 2, all the way there, bro.
I can't imagine Highway 2 in the winter.
Prairie, country, prairie. No trees, no nothing, just no blowing like this.
Man.
Like play where like the car ahead of you was there like 2 seconds ago and then just disappeared. Like then you were just like, I felt like on Talladega Nights, Ricky Bobby, his daddy is like, you don't drive with your eyes, you know, you feel the road. So I just try to remember that part. I was like, you drive, you feel the road. So I was like, go this way. This way. So, hurt a little bit.
Things we do for comedy, huh? Man.
That's life of a comedian, bro. That's what I told him.
Yeah.
I was like, man, so much going on, man. Yeah.
I did that once for a gig down in South Dakota, 29 all the way down, straight down, and that was. I don't know why I chose this life, but it is fun though. That's the thing about comedy for me. You know, the hardest thing is from when you're scheduled to go, the build up all the way up to till the time you actually get on the stage. That's actually the worst thing in the world for me, because that build up, you're wondering, if people are gonna to dig what you're saying, and if your jokes are gonna fire, everything like you just worry about that constantly until you're actually on stage. But then once you're on stage, you get it done. That's the best feeling in the world, is when you come off, man. It's like it worked. Even if it didn't work, even if you get just those couple laughs, man, that's all it is for me. That's the addiction. That's kind of what keeps me going. Just to get one big laugh. If that's all I get, that's all I need, man. And it's been like that a lot of times, where I get just one laugh, and that's it. That's all I need, man. It's almost like an illness to put yourself through that, just for that one laugh. And I got issues.
Definitely, man. I always tell people that's the best feeling in the world. Like somebody, you just hear that feel that laughter in the crowd. And also like the afterwards. I like hearing people saying that. Like especially like when they say they watched some of my videos and made them feel good when they're feeling down. Like that, to me, that's the best compliment in the world, man. Like you just made somebody that was feeling down, happy for a minute, forgot about their problems. And I think J.R. Redwater, said something like that before, if I made you laugh, forget about your problems for a couple minutes, then I did my job, so I always remembered that part, because I was like, yeah, that's true. That's our job, that's what we signed up for. That's why we driving in the blizzard, with the snow drifts, But yeah, they're 4 hours there, 4 hours back. Yeah, bro, I did that. I felt you on that one.
Yeah, man, it is a tough life. I see a lot of the guys I did open mics with down in Minneapolis, and how they're pretty much a lot of them don't have kids, and they're just out there for the life. Not even for not even looking at, not even having a something to fall back on. I mean, they're just full on comedy. And I can't, as raising a family, I can't imagine doing that, just risking it all just to hit that stage. And a lot of them, that's pretty much their whole life. And I don't know how they do it. I admire them for just going full on, and it's just, I can't see myself doing it that hardcore.
No, especially like you hit on it. Like you being a dad, that's like it's different, because like you said, I can't just take off. like my kids need me, So I can't just. It does limit me to what I could do, so I don't just, And also like I'm grateful for what I got, or I'm grateful for what I'm doing. I like I said, I just put stuff out there that I, if I think it's funny, I just put it out there, or I just, and like I said, I just do it with good intent, not trying. So I know that keeps me going. Like I said, just, from any gig I get, I'm just humbled by it, because I'm just happy to be there. And anybody that asks me to come do a show, I'm just happy to be there, and I like what I'm doing, I like what comedy is about. And, like I said, I had a lot of doubts too, so that what kept me from pursuing. But then again, I wouldn't be who I am today, had I not gone through all the stuff I did. So I'm grateful for who I am today. So
yeah, man, a lot of people don't realize how much work is actually put into doing comedy. Not only when we went out to do the Res Comedy documentary, we were gone for like almost 2 weeks, and I think that was the longest I've ever gone without seeing my family. And that was the hardest thing I ever did, man. I was ready to come home after 4 days. Like, man, it's not worth it, man. And it's actually
I was
work.
Watching I was trying to tell my kids how it was. It was like straight up, just get in there, close your eyes, take for a second, and go. Yeah. Like that. I was like, we didn't even get to enjoy nothing. Just rest your eyes and just like go. And that was quite an experience. I always tell everybody, like we didn't know what we're doing. We're just doing it. And that's why I like that we did that, because that hopefully that inspires other people to just do whatever it is that they're dreaming of doing, and don't worry about it. Nobody didn't do it yet, or didn't, just do it. And yeah, it was a learning experience. That was quite an experience. The whole thing was an experience, and I'll be honest. I always tell our bro stories, because that's what the people want. They want to know those bro moments. I was looking for that bromance. That's what sells. So,
yeah, man. That's not only that the traveling part about it was tough, but a lot of people didn't see afterwards, the behind the scenes, how much trouble we had with getting everything completed in a timely manner. Like, I wanted it done within a year after we got back, and it was just so hard to contact the guy that had everything, and it was just I don't know what was going on with him. Had things come up, and I could understand family problems, but like 4 years of not delivering, and that was like, I got so frustrated with that, but I just refused. There are so many times I quit, but I just realized, man, we put too much time and effort away from our families into this to just let it go away. And a lot of people were actually invested in it too. So that's another reason we had to keep going. And the finished product isn't quite what we wanted, but man, it was close enough. It showed our struggle, our being on the road, and all other things that we went through, and it just almost our blood, sweat, and tears. That 5 years now that we did it, and it was just, it had to be out, and I made the choice to just take what I had and go with it. And a lot of people liked it, but we just not able to get it the way we wanted because of the people we chose to do business with, man. So hopefully the sequel comes out, we have total control over it, and we'll just do it all our way next time, man.
Exactly. We'll make our own production company. We'll just do it. We'll just make it. Film studios. Heck yeah. Like seeing that showing in Minneapolis, that was great. That felt good, just to feel the love in the room, from people wanting to come see the film. And just like you said, I told them, it's not quite what we wanted, but it's what we got, and we're just happy to show what we have, and people loved it, man. So that was a good sign. Got a good reaction. I could even feel a sniffle, but for the moments.
Yeah, that's the thing. When I first watched it, I was like, man, it's pretty good, but it's not really what we wanted. But that was really the way, it could have, there's so many more scenes we could have put in there for the, the comedy part of it. But just, hearing the stories of our brothers and sisters in comedy, and what makes them do this, it's a lot of work and a lot of sacrifice to be storytellers for our people, and it was just nice to hear others go through the same thing that we've been through. And it's just a story that really needed to be told,
Yeah, I like that. I like that we got to hear everybody's story, and it was cool just to see where everybody was from and stuff like that, and the different areas and communities. And
I like that. When
super happy with what we had.
Our first show was in Newtown. We just, 2 shows, killed them both, man. We had so much fun that night. Then the next show, like 11 people showed up, mostly kids. Freezing hell in the eyes. Like,
kids. Yeah, mostly
humbled
kids,
right away, man. That was...
it was like, I remember when we had that show in Newtown, man. That was like, I don't know how our room became the after party room.
I know, man.
We were next to like traffic just went naturally that way. Our little suite, or it was a suite, but it only had one king.
That was a rough next day, man. We couldn't get anybody out of our room. We couldn't go to sleep.
Yeah, it was like,
I suppose that's
two biggest ninjas.
Yeah, that was...
two biggest dudes, but about to have WWE right in our room. Where you're like, I want to see you two wrestle.
6'9", 400, 500 pounds. That other guy was 6'2", solid muscle. Holy man. I'm glad that didn't go down, man.
I know, you're like, I want to see you two roll around, wrestle around. I'm like, no, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, that was scary, man.
Yeah, I was like, man, it's too many people in this little space.
Yeah, that was.
It felt good.
Yeah, man, that was our rock star moment there, man.
Yeah, that was a good way to kick it off. First show we had, or two, and that was the same night. So yeah, that was cool. And that was pretty. I like that. That was nice.
Man, that was cool to see like Dennis Gaxiola perform that. Man, true professional.
Yeah.
You know, Tito went on before him, and Tito just blew the roof off that building. It's like, how was Dennis going to follow that? And he went in there and did what he did, and just pretty much answered the call, man. And that was pretty. I wish we could have talked to him more afterwards, but it got a little hectic after we all got off stage there, and it was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah,
it was just on after that.
Yeah, it was on after that.
Everybody having fun and just a good night of indigenous comedy, man.
Oh man, I even had I call groupies, I call them resis. They had the signs up there. Rob, we love you. Yeah, Resi party. Yeah, I had some resis up there, so that felt good.
Oh, man, we gotta get back out there again. It's been, with the pandemic almost over, we got to put together another big gig somewhere. And I know that Cedar Lakes, they still do you guys do your shows over there, and it's been pretty good for indigenous comedy, man. You guys are doing a good job bringing everybody in, and hopefully we can do that up here in Red Lake too. I know they're looking for more acts to come in. The comedy jams or up here, we're like, man, those are so much fun, and it's just good to get all the the native comics together and hang out. And I mean, that's probably the most fun I ever have, is just sitting around with them, BSing with everybody, and it just we need more nights like that.
Man, I remember I got to come up there that one time, man. I was just glad to be there one time, be up in there and back in the back with everybody and just meeting all the different comedians, and man, the love from the crowd. Yeah, the crowd. I was got some good laughs out of there, man. Yeah, that was nice. I wish you guys could do that again, man.
Yeah, man. Those were those first few, man, like 1 through 6, I think, were just every one of them was sold out, and you could just feel all that, that big Ojibwe energy hit you once you hit that stage, because you could just see all that. Something about that energy when you get on stage and the crowd is just hot, ready to have some fun, and just, I don't know. That's another one of the reasons I do this, man. That pop of the crowd, the energy you feed off, and it's just when they let you be rugged and talk about whatever. Those are the best nights, man. I've done that the last few times at Cedar Lakes too, man. Just the rugged Ojibwe crowd, the way they like to talk and be talked to, and just feeding off that energy, man. It's the best part.
They love it, man. Yeah, they love it. I love when you talk rugged like that, and they understand that, they feel that, You're like, oh yeah, sounds familiar. Go on in, oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I like the show though at Cedar Lakes too, man. Cedar Lakes has been our new home, for comedy shows. Yeah, I like it over there.
Yeah,
nice.
I think we're just about at an hour, so why don't you let the people know where you're gonna be, where they can find you, social media, what's coming up for you, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, you can catch me on Facebook, Rob Fairbanks. You can subscribe or check me out on YouTube under Rob Fairbanks, my channel, and I got shows coming up. Just stay posted. I post them up on my Facebook, so stay tuned. Check me out. And that's it.
All right, man. Thanks to Rob Fairbanks, the Res Reporter, for hanging out with us. And we'll do this again soon. I think we got another guest. I think we're going to do this what is month? We're March already. Man, this is going by fast. But we got another guess coming up in April. I want to thank Rob for his time, and check him out on Facebook and watch out. I think there's a big storm coming your way this weekend, so you might get your next big res report ready for that one, man.
Oh yeah, I'll be out there. I'll be out there this time.
All right, brother. Good to see you.
Later.
All right, later.
Later.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we will be back April 7th, I believe, with a guest that I don't have it in front of me, but we will be back April 7th. Thursday, 7 p.m. And I just want to thank you all for watching. And as for me, you can find me at the Johnny R, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, I think it's called. So big rich for everybody and for watching. And Giga Wabam and Mina Wa.